coming up on Carolina News.
This is one small case in what will be thousands and thousands.
Babies born with antibodies. Find out how the vaccine is affecting the future generation. Controversy has sparked over the state's hate crime bill. Find out what this means for the LGBTQ+ community. And finally, severe storms are rolling through the southeast and have their sights set on Soda City. All of this and more on Carolina News.
From the University of South Carolina, your news, your sports, your weather. Carolina News begins now.
Good afternoon and welcome to Carolina News. I'm Ross Mashburn.
Yes, happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Logan Jennis.
And unfortunately, the luck of the Irish will not be with us when it comes to weather.
That's right, Ross. Severe storms are running through the southeast and making their way into the Midlands.
That means tornado warnings, hail, and thunderstorms, and that violent system is headed straight for the Midlands. Late this afternoon, several school districts in the Midlands announced all classes will be remote tomorrow in anticipation of the severe weather.
We're going to head over to Caitlin in the greenhouse to fill us in on this weather threat. Caitlin?
Thanks, guys. We do have some weather storms that will be rolling through the Midlands tonight and throughout the rest of the week. As you can see on this radar, there's a lot of rain in our forecast. Tomorrow, severe weather thunderstorms are expected throughout the day. Now, by the end of tomorrow night, there is a 90% chance of rain. And according to the National Weather Service, certain areas could possibly be affected by tornadoes and high wind speeds. Though there is something to look forward to this weekend, stay tuned to find out more.
Thanks, Caitlin. A bill in the South Carolina House of Representatives would allow permitted gun owners to have more freedom with their firearms.
Yes, our Forrest Tucker's at the State House with the latest details on today's debate. Forrest?
Yes, Logan and Ross, it's been a long day of debate here at the State House on the open carry bill. And actually, the House has been in session since 10 a.m. this morning. Now, the proposed law would allow permitted gun owners to openly carry their firearms, and many representatives of color are opposed to the bill.
We cannot allow this to go through the way it is because you, my colleagues who are claiming to be my friends, are signing my death certificate.
Richland Representative Jermaine Johnson is one of many House Democrats who spoke against the open carry bill today. Johnson's main concern was people of color who carry firearms openly being racially profiled as dangerous. Another concern was that violence in the state would rise if the bill passes. While some are concerned about open carry making people feel less secure, one of the bill's sponsors feels different. Lexington Republican Micah Caskey wants to use the bill to strengthen people's right to bear arms.
The continued denial of the right, Second Amendment rights, would otherwise threaten that physical security, and that this is a step forward in that respect.
Yes, now Logan and Ross, the House also talked about some other things in relation to the bill today, those including public safety and the right for businesses to not allow firearms in their establishments. Reporting live outside the State House, Forrest Tucker, Carolina News.
Thank you, Forrest. A suspect is in custody after a shooting spree in Atlanta last night. 8 people were left dead following shootings in 3 different massage parlors, and all 3 incidents occurred within about an hour of each other. The police suspect, 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long, is connected to the crimes after a dramatic car chase, but they have not identified a motive. The investigation is ongoing, and it's important to note that all 3 spa owners were of Asian descent, which is why authorities are looking into whether or not this was a hate crime. Columbia saw its fair share of crime recently. According to the Columbia Police Department, several guns and drugs were seized over the weekend. The police recovered 1 firearm that was reported stolen and found another gun through a shot spotter alert. Officials say an AR-15 was found along with narcotics, and if you have any tips to help the police locate stolen firearms, contact the Crime Stoppers tip line.
Last Friday, President Biden signed the American Rescue Plan, making millions of Americans eligible for a 3rd stimulus check. Our Ethan Still is taking a look at how the details of the bill are affecting and confusing some Americans.
New stimulus checks are on the way to the pockets of Americans. President Biden's new COVID relief bill presents a new opportunity for many. Kevon Smith is one South Carolinian taking advantage of the new bill. Smith graduated from the University of South Carolina in 2019 and was still a dependent when the pandemic first hit.
I would have loved to have a little extra push somewhere. I can put it towards loans, whatever.
Knowing that, Smith made sure to file taxes independently this year, granting him eligibility. Student eligibility was an issue in 2020, and the new bill now allows dependents to earn a check. Whoever claimed the dependent must meet these requirements in addition to specific determining factors for that relationship, which can be found on the IRS's website. These new requirements can be confusing to keep track of. Cindy Embury is a client service professional at H&R Block and says that the rollout has been as confusing as it is helpful.
The government rolled it out so fast, it was hard for tax firms and for the IRS to keep up.
With so many new requirements and differences between how the money is getting to Americans, Embury says that clients are constantly calling, wondering what they need to do to get that $1,400.
People were starting to call about the stimulus. He hadn't even signed it, and I was like, I need to get on top of this.
The IRS was quick to respond to the new bill. To find your check, head here to the IRS's website and use their new Get My Payment tool.
Once there, input your personal information, matching what's on your taxes, and the system will let you know how and how soon to expect your money. It's not always that simple, however, as it is still tax season, and there may be others like Smith whose eligibility will change with the new filing.
It's kind of an issue because, if you file in March, the IRS hasn't processed it, it takes 21 days. Where's the line?
While the answer to that question is still uncertain, the checks are on the way for those eligible, which Smith knows can make a big difference.
I wasn't hurting for the money, but someone else may have been. I kind of relate to that a little bit in the sense of I was also like a broke college student, so I didn't know what my next paycheck was going to be, so I kind of relate to that. Yeah.
Ethan Still, Carolina News.
Good news for those who have yet to file the 2020 taxes. The IRS just announced that they are pushing back that due date to mid-May. If you live in Columbia, you'll be required to wear a mask for the next 60 days as the city of Columbia extended its mask ordinance. This comes as many states and cities are considering not reissuing their mask mandates due to declining cases and increased vaccinations. Councilman Howard Duvall said the council should repeal the mask mandate before the 60 days is up, but for now, the ordinance will remain in place through mid-May.
The Columbia VA healthcare system announced the opening of COVID-19 vaccination sites for all veterans. Those currently enrolled to receive VA healthcare are eligible to get the vaccine at these sites, and vaccines will be provided at the Dorn VA Medical Center, as well as sites in Greenville, Florence, Orangeburg, and Sumter. Currently, no walk-ins are allowed, and any veteran who would like to get the vaccine should call the VA to schedule an appointment. Some South Carolinians will have the opportunity for walk-in vaccinations later this week. This Friday, residents in Orangeburg, Calhoun, and Bamberg County who are 55 and older or in Phase B can receive the Pfizer vaccine at the Orangeburg Fairgrounds. The event is being hosted by the regional hospitals of Orangeburg and Calhoun County, and the vaccines will be given between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. while supplies last. No registration is required, but identification is.
A baby born in Florida is reportedly the first in the world to be born with COVID-19 antibodies. The baby's mother was given the Moderna vaccine at 36 weeks pregnant. Blood samples from the umbilical cord were tested and revealed the antibodies, and the mother passed to the baby.
This is one small case in what will be thousands and thousands of babies born to mothers who've been vaccinated over the next several months.
This passed-on protection has been seen in other vaccines during pregnancies.
Debates over South Carolina's hate crime bill are continuing into this week. Find out which amendments are included and which crimes have been left out of the plan.